What's going on, people? Good evening, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're in. Good day. My name is Skip of Mr. Skip's Trophies and More, and this is the Fifth Quarter Sports Podcast. To my left, y'all's right, is Dirty Diamond D4 Live. You see, he got the crown on, ladies and gentlemen, so you know what this podcast is going to center around the King's movements. How you doing, brother?
Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, good people out there in podcast world, YouTube world, Instagram, Facebook, all the above. We back. We had some technical difficulties going on last week, but we got a lot of stuff that took place, and might have been the movement of one LBJ that started all this ruckus around here. But hey, we're gonna get into it, and continue to do what we do. How was your week, sir?
Hey man, no complaints this way, brother. I'm breathing, so I can fix it.
Wonderful.
Put my hands on, I can fix it. Other than that, it's God's will.
Wonderful. So we gonna get into it here. I'm just making some little moves. You know what we do, trying to get everything moving. Like I say, it's a lot of moving and shaking that we do around here, and it's interesting. Also, some other things that took place in the sports world. We got NFL camps that's opening up also around the league, and we still got questions about who's doing what. We got some hold ins going on right now in camp. Well, we got the local team here, Atlanta Falcons, Bijan Robinson. He's holding in. We got the running back of the Detroit Lions, Gibbs. He's holding in also. So they're in camp.
Explain to the people what holding in is. I know.
So when you have a holdout, everybody knows is when a player is still on the contract, maybe 2, maybe 1 year left under his contract, and what he does is hold out for more money because he feels he's being underpaid at the position or whatever he is in the NFL, where you have they have a slate for each position or whatever. So, hey, they might have, like I say, 1 or 2 years left on their contract. A hold in is where that player is trying to protect from getting fined if that's in his contract from the team. And he's there showing up. He's there, not really participating in too many team drills. He might be doing some individual workouts on the side, getting his weight training in, staying in shape while his agent and the GM work out whatever deal he's trying to work out. Now, in this case, with the Falcons and the Detroit Lions, so you got running back 1A, 1B, meaning you got Gibbs and Bijan up for their contract. And now it's almost like I ain't gonna say a stalemate, but whoever signs first, that one other running back can command more money after the fact.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So that's where this is where this come in, and it's very interesting how this goes when you see that. Me and this gentleman here, we all about get your money.
Of course. And like I've always said, people think that those first 3-4 years of that first contract is like a show and prove contract. It is. And when you get paid off of what you've done. They don't pay you on potential because you can't see potential. You think you can see it, but that's where the word bust comes from. All these guys that was, the quote unquote can't miss, and they were just big busts. So when you've done what you need to do to command this kind of money, get every dollar you can get, because they'll replace you tomorrow, just like a regular job. So, yeah.
So that's what we have going on. There's a lot of other things. You're going to see a lot of camp battles. One, we got Jacoby Brissett, the quarterback out of Arizona. He was holding out for some more money. It's unbelievable, but he's been a journeyman quarterback. And a lot of these deals that we're seeing, a little minor. Jalen Carter, outstanding defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles, became the highest paid D tackle in the league, Skip. They signed him to a 4-year extension. And what they're doing when we seeing, in previous years or whatever, you see these players getting 10, they'll get 6, 7, 8, almost 10-year deals. Now they're getting shorter deals, but they're getting more guaranteed money. So he's barely getting almost $100 million guaranteed in these 4 years of the contract, and then it saves the team on the cap if they got to restructure or they have to go get other players. So
Right.
a smart deal outside Philly being my team. It's a smart because they've locked up the two nucleus players in the middle of their defense, along with getting the momager's son on their team also. So it's
Yeah.
over almost $250 million on just the D line on the defensive side of the ball, if you will. So you will see as we get into training camp and so forth and so on, deals getting made, people holding out and trying to get things done.
Let's see now. What even with that marquee lineup that Philadelphia has on defense, this is where coaching comes in. This is where scheme comes in. You got all these players that when they were in different places, they were monsters. Like you put them all together and scheme, coaching ability, adaptability, all of these things come into play. I get it. Get your money, get in position, but now go out there and show why you earned why you got the money that you earned. So yeah, I'm anxious to see Philadelphia on defense this year because God knows if they get the top five defense, it's gonna be lights out. It's gonna be lights out if they get a top five defense.
So, but yeah, we're gonna get into it, man. We got the breaking news that shut down this past weekend. Um, LBJ, LeBron James, is now taking his talents to the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year deal with a player option, say $8 million a year. Is a veteran minimum type contract.
Mm-hmm.
And he will get plugged in place at the, might as well say, the power forward position if you're doing it like that. With a B, LeBron, you have
Maxi
Maxi. What's the
and
other guy? And
Brown
you got Jalen Brown
and
on the
Brown.
team.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I would say with the New York Knicks, in my opinion, being a returning champs, the 76ers are going to give a lot of people fits in the East. If barring injury, am I right or wrong, Skip? Barring injury. Now we will see if Habib get on whatever juice he need to do. Because since me and this man has been together on this podcast, he has been a talented player, but he can't seem to stay healthy. Am I right or wrong?
Right. He has a knee that really can't be fixed. He has a knee, the type of knee injury that, regardless of what they do, he'll never be 90%. I mean, he'll say, "Yeah, I feel 100%," but with that height, that weight, and everything, run up and down the court, it's just he don't have to load manage. Now, a player with an injury like his, I can understand load management, and I respect it because he's such a talent. And you rather sit him down and rest him 10 games than lose him for 30. So Kawhi Leonard never understood it. I I don't know of a significant injury he had to be load managing because he was the one that really started all this BS sitting out. Um,
Well, I would say the whole San Antonio organization, if you do remember, they used to sit their players on that road trip. They used to have a rodeo road trip, where they used to call it, where the rodeo would come in San Antonio and take over their facility for whatever long, and they
mhm,
will start, let's say, Toronto, and they would play all teams in the East for that whole, like they'd be on the road for a
whatever.
month.
Yeah,
So, Popovich would put in that, it wasn't load management back then. They didn't have a name for it, but they would sit against teams that they felt like they
they
would
can beat
beat.
anyway.
You,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? So if you was going to see it back then, I remember going to a Hawks game. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna get to see Tim Duncan and Tony Parker play, and got to the game, and they wasn't playing because it was one of they back to back games. So and just like you said, it comes down now to the nutrition, the people on the staff that I don't understand it. I mean, we've seen everybody do it because this is a new league now, and it
Yeah.
is what it is. But how do you feel about this? Because you are a Laker fan. Let me
Yes.
I put that disclaimer out there for everybody,
Through and through.
because everybody that don't know, Skip is a Laker fan. I am a Bulls fan by heart, and most of y'all know why. My team ain't did nothing until you know what it is, but I can talk basketball.
Right.
But Skip does like LeBron. I am a LeBron. I'm not a LeBron hater.
I'm a
He is
LeBron fan.
he is
I'm
a
a LeBron
LeBron
fan.
fan. I'm not a LeBron hater at all. But everybody knows what.
Gotcha. Yeah, you MJ. Yeah, that's understandable.
But go ahead.
I hate low management. I hate it. Um, LeBron now at 41, 42, 43 can get a pass. Embiid can get a pass. Somebody with a history of recurring injuries can get a pass, in my opinion. But the Jalen Browns, the Kawhi Leonards, the Paul Georges, and Paul George has a history of injuries too. But in my opinion, he's not LeBron's age. Go work on your body. Just like you get in shape to come, you get your stamina and everything up. Go work on get your legs back up together. So to me, these teams, these GMs are doing themselves a disservice by not stipulating a number of games they must play when they get these guaranteed contracts. See, because if I guarantee you 100 million, you're gonna give me 65 games a year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want that guaranteed money, I need 65 a year. Now 15 games, I get it. Could be a tweaked ankle, high ankle sprain, small stuff like that. But all of this, just sitting out because it's back games. No, when you make this kind of money, this is why you get it. Because leading up to these contract negotiations, they didn't miss a game because they were trying to get this guaranteed, portion of their careers. So, to me, the GMs are missing the ball by not getting stipulations about games to play or games played when they
Well,
put this big guaranteed money.
well, the NBA did put in last year for them to be eligible for the awards. They had to play a
Damn near was.
certain amount of games. What I'm saying, they had to play a certain amount of
Yeah,
games.
I get that, but
And I,
so what? The money's still there. You're
yeah,
playing
the
for
money,
money.
yeah, the money's still there.
So I feel like if you're gonna ask for all this guaranteed money, and granted, 99% of them deserve it. Okay, I'm gonna put a stipulation with that guarantee. Because you think about look at Deshaun Watson, 260 million, and he might have played 7 games in 4 years. You see what I'm saying? So, and I get it, all the issues, the other issues off the field issues he had, but I just this load management is bothering me. We are looking at the coup de grace, the top, the best of the best athletes in the world in these sports, and they're earning this money. They deserve this money, but they're shortchanging the fans who are really footing the bill, if you think about it, by not showing up in the smaller markets because it's a small market and the team is no good. But you got these fans that probably can afford a ticket in the smaller market that don't get to see a Giannis or a LeBron or whoever because they're low managing. So no, I think something needs to be done about that. Kev?
I don't give a shit. He ain't gonna do nothing anywhere he goes at this point.
Who?
We talking about LeBron, right?
No, we're talking about
Oh,
low
see, I
managing.
just got here. I don't know what we're talking about.
We're talking about low managing as a whole. Like
Yeah.
I equate this whole thing to what D just said. San Antonio started sitting players just to rest them on back-to-backs and blah, 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 blah. And then Kawhi Leonard, to me, became the face of it because he was the quote-unquote franchise player at the time when this really took traction, where everybody was like, well, I'm just going to rest. I'm not going to play back-to-backs. I'm going to make sure I'm ready for the playoffs, et cetera, et cetera. I get it, taking a break before the playoffs. But if you're a $100 million man, you should be guaranteeing some games played, barring injury.
No. One thing, I mean, you don't get to take a break before you go into the playoffs of football.
No.
I mean, game 17, maybe. You know what I mean? Game 17, You're already got a spot secured. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But the way they do it in basketball is basically like taking week 15, 16, and 17.
Definitely. Oh yeah, I'm with you. I agree with you on that, and that's the problem with it. The only thing guaranteed in football is when you signed a guaranteed contract for X amount of dollars. That's it. Every other sport has guaranteed. When you sign that paper, it's guaranteed. Now, some of it has stipulations or things you got to do to get the rest of it. But baseball, your money's guaranteed. they don't load manage in baseball like they do in basketball, and I just don't understand it. I understand it because it's a way to get money and loaf or whatever, but it's one of those things to where you're cheating the fans. You're cheating the people that really is paying your salary.
So,
So
to get back on it, Kev, with your opinion, LeBron is going to the 76ers. Another team for the reigning LBJ King that he's going to. What is your opinion on it? In the best way how you feel about it, because you being at your age, you've seen him from the time he came into the league all the way through. You've seen the ups, downs, and lows, regardless if you just go ahead.
I can say it like this because I've seen it now. I got to see it with two players at the same time. Different sports, but I got to see it with two players at the same time. LeBron James and Tom Brady. I got to see.
What's different with Tom Brady? I think
No, when I was a kid, that was the only quarterback you ever heard of was Tom Brady. Tom Brady this, Tom Brady that. So, when I get you. Growing up as a child, all I heard was LeBron this, LeBron that. And this is my comparison, not yours.
Gotcha. I said I get it.
But, go ahead, I believe, and I was trying to think all day because I knew this was going to be the question on how I could word this properly, but I'm just going to say it. I feel like once Brady retired, the game started moving forward a little bit.
Okay.
It almost, and same with LeBron, I feel like once he's retired, the game will move forward in the way of, with these big, you're not the face of a franchise. These are the guys that are the faces of leagues. There's a lot of special treatment that goes around when you're the face of the league. And I feel that in some ways it's holding some of the younger guys back.
I kind of see where you're coming from when you use the Brady comparison, because if Skip, think about it, when Brady did retire, look at how the marketing went. Now, we got the Mahomes, of course, but when you look across the marketing-wise, when you look across the board, we got the Baker Mayfields we seeing now. We see the Matthew Staffords, you know what I'm saying? I'm just showing across the board with all the marketing. You see what I'm saying? So I see from that aspect what you're saying, Kev. Like I said, you've lived through it from the time, you know what I'm saying? Even though we've seen other players, Skip has seen some great Hall of Fame players, basketball, football, baseball, myself coming in as a young kid, seeing, to me, I would consider the golden age of some sports in the late 80s and 90s. I don't know if Skip would agree, because it was a different game then. Kev, you've seen the new age of what sports is now. Well, now we have the.
Well, he grew up in it from a child. We all saw it, but he grew up, like he said, where it was all LeBron, it was all Tom Brady.
Well, that's the best way I can put that, is that was my introduction.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You got it where you had it at the touch of your fingers, where you could pull it up and see it on YouTube and so forth. Where me and this man had to hear about it through conversation if we didn't see it. If we didn't have, have cable or whatever, now it's at your fingertips. So you can go back and see a Jordan versus LeBron type comparison, or whoever it might be. Go ahead, Skip.
When you say when Tom Brady left, the branding changed, from my point of view, I don't think Tom Brady was branded as much as he could have been. So I don't think it changed. I think the focus changed. You think about it, when Baker Mayfield came out of college, he was all over hoorah. That's all everybody talked about. Cleveland has got, oh boy, they got Baker. They're going to do this. They got full defense and blah, 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 blah. And he fizzled out. Patrick Mahomes, after year 3, it was, $500 million contract. So he wasn't, it was, these guys were getting their airplay. It's just that nobody was considered better than Tom Brady. He still was the measuring stick. And then Aaron Rodgers came in and started doing stuff that Tom couldn't even do. It's just that Tom had the rings. So those two were like the measuring sticks, and one was considered better, even though he hadn't won as much as the other. You get what I'm saying? So I think when Tom retired, it gave everybody else the rest of the light because Mahomes is going to take the shine. He was going to take it if Tom had stayed, but he was old. So I get it.
I think in LeBron's case, now I'm just putting this out here, and it's for Kev and everybody here. Who was LeBron's rival? Would you say
Coming into the league,
just through his whole
Carmelo,
career?
D Wade.
I'm talking about his rival. D Wade is a friend. I'm talking about what I'm saying. They try to how they try to
Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, the Boston Celtics.
Okay, how they try to market it. You see what I'm saying?
The Boston Celtics.
Where you was bringing up football, it was Tom Brady, Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You got now, in my opinion, I think it moved from the big three in Boston. When he went to Miami, I think they tried to make it the Kevin Durant versus LeBron. They tried the Kobe, you know what I'm saying, thing at the time. But the thing with Kobe was LeBron didn't feel the bill would get to the championship at that time.
Right, and then LeBron and Kobe only played 2-3 times a year, whereas everybody else, they played 5-6 games a year. I think when LeBron was in the East, they only played Christmas Day, against the Lakers. They only played 2, maybe 3 games against each other a year.
It's 2 a year.
Now, LeBron, when you say rival, there was none because Kobe was on his way out. Carmelo was Carmelo, but it never developed because Carmelo didn't have a supporting staff with him. So the first big, I ain't gonna say the first big three, but the most prominent big three before LeBron created one in Miami was Boston. And Kevin Garnett made one of the stupidest statements I think I've ever heard is, we broke LeBron, the C's. So it took 5 of y'all to beat one dude? That's you really gonna say that to the world? Yeah, we broke LeBron. We wasn't scared of LeBron. We. So, it's one of those things where, and you and Kev said something too, and I wanted to blow back on it, but Kev was, saying from his point of view, when LeBron leaves, I think the league's gonna take a step back. It's gonna move forward because they gotta go forward. But I think now they're going to be searching for the next pinup, the next face, because John Morant was scheduled for it. Anthony Edwards was scheduled for it, but with his baby mama stuff and all this stuff here, Giannis is getting long in the tooth. So what youngster? Your boy's a Canadian from Oklahoma City. Shea. So who's gonna be that next person that they do like what Adam Silver said? We're gonna wait till he make a decision before we release his schedule.
The good part about that, Skip. Oh, my bad, Dick.
Go ahead, Kim.
The good part about that, there are enough guys in the NBA. Somebody's gonna step up.
Oh yeah,
somebody's gonna go on a generational run, and I'm not saying it'll rival LeBron over the next, but somebody's going to step up and fill the face of the league. It might not be, it's not going to be LeBron Jr.
No, definitely.
But, I mean, there's been, LeBron is different from the face of the league back 30 years ago.
When you say that as of right now, I want to go back to what Skip was saying. I would think as LeBron went through his career, he has had different rivals. The last one I would say would be Stephen Curry, because you got to think about it. They have the similar ring. They have the same amount of rings. Mm-hmm. They have played in the finals. Let's get Steph winning his rings over LeBron, and LeBron winning one ring over him, and so forth. I'm gonna say Steph more than Kevin Durant. That's what I would say when you go down and when they go down, because both of them Hall of Famers. And so forth, when you look at it, to move forward, like you said, it's still talent here. The problem is, like Skip said, you got the Anthony Edwards of the world, Wembanyama. They pushing him,
right?
Because if you look at the league, we then went through the guards, we then went through like LeBron is a small forward, whatever. Now it's going back to what, Skip, the big man, how it used to be in the league. We've never seen a big man outside of Joker in his size. Because you think about it, it was Embiid first. Joker came along. Now we got this Wemby guy. You follow me? Right. So now that's what they're marketing. But those players are international players. Now, what I'm agreeing with Kev on, are we going to have another Ant-Man? Will he be able to pick up the torch and carry it? American-born player.
If he starts,
Gildress got 2 MVPs now. He's Canadian. He's marketable, but I'm talking about what you call him. So this is why I think these next Olympics, when we get to them and his team is put together, we will find out who our star and who our face would be moving forward in the league. Bronson is a hell of a player. Is he the face of the league now?
No.
You see, that's what I'm saying. You got to go through and find out who's going to be who. I just want to make sure. Now, don't get me wrong. To see a ticket sale for the 76ers being an average of $65 or $80 or whatever it was, now the price has jumped to $236 a ticket.
Yeah.
And
but that's what I mean by stepping back. Nobody's going to go from one franchise to another one and change ticket sales. His jerseys sold out as soon as they released them. You get what I'm saying? LeBron's jersey, the Philadelphia jersey. I saw something about where they couldn't make them fast enough or something, but that's what I meant when I said the league is not necessarily fall off. It's going to remain stagnant for at least a half a season until a Jalen Brunson-like run happens. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like this. I'm going to say this here because, Kev, you said it before the playoffs. I think New York will struggle to make the playoffs next year. They keeping the same team. You got to know everybody's gotten better. Now you got a Philadelphia over there. And even if Embiid gets hurt, Jaylen Brown and LeBron with Maxey, and they mess around to get them matter of fact, Maxey is a 50% shooter? 50% from the field, 3-point line, something like that. They still gonna be formidable. So and then Miami got Giannis and Bam. So if they mess around and get them a 40 to 50 or 60% shooter, is New York don't stand a chance next year because they're not improving. That was like we said, generational run. That was one inspirational. Like everybody just knew Wemby was going to be the MVP. Wemby was going to average triple double and blah 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 blah. Here you got a guy what's Jalen Brunson 6'1"?
No, he's 5. He's like
no. Okay, let me look that up. I think Jalen Brunson over 6 foot, dog.
He's the shortest player to win the championship with at that position, the MVP and whatever.
I'm 5'11" and a half, so I say 6 foot. He's probably in the same boat.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson, I think he's 6'2". Let's see here. Jalen Brunson.
Well, while he looks that up, it feels wonderful to be able to say this, fellas. Let's
6'2", 90 pounds.
190 victim weight. Fellas.
Go ahead.
Let's talk some football.
Well, you missed the beginning of the show. We did talk camp and some holdouts. But go ahead.
Hold-ins.
Well, let's go ahead and take it to Philadelphia, where the Eagles have signed 2-time Pro Bowler Jalen Carter to a 4-year, $152 million extension with $106 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid defensive tackle in NFL history.
Yeah.
D, take it away.
We can go rehash it. We went into it earlier, but yeah.
No problem.
You go with your opinion. We can do it again. Ain't no big deal. But I like the fact how they solidifying their defense and being young as they are, and as a collective, what Howard Roseman is doing. This is why he's the best GM in the business. They're moving money around. They're getting players to fill the roles of what our defensive coordinator Vangio wants to do. and you're able to later on go get other players when you sign these type of contracts, and they're not long term. Like I was saying earlier, you're not signing them to 7 and 10 year deals, but then you stuck and cap stricken where you have to cut this player because of cap. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at it. My only question is can Trackhawk keep his head on his shoulders? That's it. We don't need no antics. You know what I'm saying? During the game, because he's not done nothing off the field. He does stuff on the field before the game, after the game, in between the game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy he got his money. We don't have to worry about it going into the season, and you move forward.
I think making him the highest paid DN or D tackle, whichever position it is he plays, I ain't gonna say it was a mistake, but I think this is what will make Philadelphia. It will push them to the top 5 into a top 5 defense if they can gel. This is where coaching and scheme comes in. This is what I said before you came on, Kev. With the Momager's son, what's his Grenard?
Grenard, yeah.
With him, Jalen Carter, and what they already got. If this doesn't become a top 5 defense, which will make Philadelphia virtually unstoppable, keeping that offense on the field, it's coaching, it's scheme, because you got the talent now. So there's no more excuses. There's no more Jalen had to go score 30 points in order to get a win. Because with this type of defense, potentially, the scores should be lopsided now.
Couple objections in here.
Okay.
D, correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all lost one, if not both, of the white boys y'all had on the back.
No, sir. Blankenship, he went on in free agency. Cooper, he ain't going nowhere. He's still on the team.
Okay.
That's the only person.
So Dijon is still there. I saw today that Greenard got post. He was posted on the pup list. He's got a pec tear. The only problem I have with the Jalen Carter thing, I agree, it was good to sign. He's still a young player. He's a dog. He's hell in the middle to play twice a year. However, 21 tackles and 3 sacks last season. 131st in sacks, and he's all the way below 150th for tackles. That ain't worth $106 million guaranteed to me. Highest paid in the league to me.
He wreaks havoc, and you know he does.
And I think that's why the guarantee came in.
And you take him off that defense, and you see what happened. Your team damn near beat us because he wasn't out there on the field.
What do you mean? We damn near beat you because he wasn't on the field.
The first game of the season. The first game.
We did beat you.
You didn't beat us the first game of the season.
I'm looking at it right now.
You beat us the first game of the season, kid.
Nope, second. My bad. Second game.
First game of the season.
Yeah. I thought I had the whole thing. It's just the first 5 sitting there.
The impact of that guy on the field. Sometimes you got to get away from the numbers.
So then what about the second game when he was on the field and we beat you?
And we was beating y'all, and you know what happened. We not even finna go there. That was not the defense. We not going there. At the end of the day, a defensive tackle, he's wreaking havoc. He's the cornerstone of that defense outside of just the Cowboys. When they didn't play against the Giants on that Thursday night, what happened? They got boat raced. Every time that kid is not on the field, they are running down the Eagles' throat. That is a whole fact. So when you have players on your team, just like your team, you know you got to sign certain players for your offense to click. Am I right or wrong? So when that player's not on the field, a CD Lamb, and he's dropping passes, and what happens? Y'all lose games, do you not?
100%.
Okay.
But the good thing we had last year, George Pickens stepped up.
But I'm saying
it's
across the board. When this man team doesn't have Purdy on the field, or CMC ain't playing, what happens, Skip? You lose games. So regardless, it's an impact of that player.
Yeah.
Impact all the way across the board.
He's proven himself. I was even from his body of work deserves that, has earned that money. You know, we're going off last year, but what about the 2 years before that? Those first 2 years, well, he's only been in the league 3 years, right? Or 4?
He's coming up on his rookie contract, so this is the 4th year.
Yeah,
right.
This is 4.
The first 2 years, yeah, I think that warrants that guaranteed money because of his potential like that. So, like I said, man, healthy on the field, if they perform to expectations, Philadelphia going to be scary. They're going to be really scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to be really, really scary. Because you think about it, if they get off the field, man, keeping the offense on the field, that's going to be ugly for everybody. But yeah, what did Kev do? Where'd he go?
Oh, Kev, you know, the babies might be running around over there.
Oh, okay, but yeah. So
we what else we got going on here, man? We had the Hawks over here willing and dealing. You seen some of the stuff they were doing.
he didn't.
They have put a team together, Skip, down here. They went on the Oklahoma City team and got Luke, what his name, Dort off of their team, the defensive stopper. Now it's crazy how these moves on the Atlanta Hawks have made them. Vegas has them at a 50-win team.
Why are we talking basketball again?
We just going through. What else you got? What you got for your football? You went blank. What you got?
Oh yeah, my bad. Baby was crying.
Well, if you got something, you come with it. I'm just talking about local stuff that happened while we had technical difficulties last week that we missed. And it is a basketball because it's free agency, sir.
Boy, let me tell you, when I called, well, I had to let you know. But hey, I was somewhere else. Well, hey, man, as we kind of predicted, but it shows that the old man might not be too far gone. Michael Parsons is on the physically unable to perform list, still dealing with his injury from last season. Once again, man, Dallas won that trade, I think, at the end of the day.
Go ahead, Skip.
In the long run, maybe, but as soon as it was made, it hurt.
100%. 100%.
So yeah, I mean, because had he came back into camp healthy, would you be saying they won the trade?
Okay, Skip, let me ask you this then to counter that.
Okay.
Had Michael Parsons been on the team last year, do you really think he would have would we have won 3 to 4 more games had he been there? With how bad that defense was, yes. With being the 32nd defense in the NFL, would Michael Parsons being there have given us a chance to go on a run?
A run defensively or a run as far as wins go? I got to ask that because I don't swing momentum by himself because of his position. You know, like because Dion could swing the momentum because he forced you to one side of the field.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, like we said last year, they run right at Micah. You get what I'm saying, and make him make a decision.
That's what I'm saying.
When you say, could y'all have won more games with him there? Yeah, because they had the game plan for him. So without him there, and you were plugging and playing, it was like, okay, so let's just worry about what our scheme is going to be now versus scheming for what he potentially could do. You get what I'm saying?
That's why I got to disagree with you. I don't think it would have made a damn difference. I don't think it would have made a damn difference.
Now,
because there were games where, because remember, he's been injured.
Yeah.
He's been injured in Dallas, and we won games without him.
You did.
You know, we didn't have as many sacks, but we won games without him.
Now,
Dak Prescott goes down, we're not winning games.
Definitely not. Now, we were all shocked when he got traded, correct?
And I was the loudest one saying he ain't going nowhere. They're gonna get it figured out.
There's no way to trade him because
Mhm.
the potential of what he could do, and yeah, I and like you said, it ended up being a good thing to get rid of it. So you had to dump all that money into him, and he'd be on the PUP list. So
Well, and he didn't really have he didn't have, this was his worst year of football when his year in Green Bay.
but had you not traded him, y'all would have had to pay him.
Yes, 100%.
So I think in looking at the totality of it, yeah, I think y'all won that. Y'all won that because you're looking at another what, 250, 300 million.
Well, with Myles Garrett getting his contract, we would have had to either get him right under or right over.
Right.
Well,
So yeah. Like I said, all the facts on the plate. Yeah, y'all won that because now you can go young, get some journeyman in there and to coach up the young kids, and because your offense is there, just gotta shore that up too. So
there was something I had screenshotted to talk about. Well, there's that one thing I sent y'all since I see it. Eric Bieniemy's son arrested for shooting his mother.
I didn't really want to get into that, man. I can't. That's too much. That's a touchy situation. I want us to, at least I know it's sad. This mental illness is real. We don't have all the, the stuff just like we had the Calais Campbell situation. That's that's some personal stuff. That's hard to touch on.
Well, then I'll go this way, and I don't know if y'all covered it earlier when I was still loading in. Tua's hurt. Penix is hurt.
Nope.
What are the Falcons going to do? They're signing Cooper Rush. You know what? I'd be remiss to say Cooper Rush might be the top quarterback in that room at the moment.
I think he's the top quarterback when they're all healthy. and y'all know I brag the Falcons every chance I get. But when they signed Tua, I started laughing. I was like, this got to be the dumbest shit in the world.
Mm-hmm.
This man is a dropped helmet away from a concussion. Is that serious for him? And then y'all go sign him. Y'all don't just bring him in. Y'all re-sign him. I think the PM room and the Atlanta Stadium down wherever they are and Flowery Branch is cursed because they never make the right decision for the Falcons. You re-signed the tight end. Good job. But what else? Bijan, they ain't going to play with him. They know they got to re-sign him. Man, what are y'all waiting? And I'm going to say this here, and it might get a giggle. Cam Newton is sitting down and is better than their whole quarterback room. He said it last year. Ain't nobody on this team better than me. But they won't give me a shot because I'm Cam Newton. I'm from here. What are you doing? Give yourself a chance until you get somebody else. Cooper Rush is going to give them the best chance to win. If all three of them were healthy, Cooper Rush still would be, in my opinion, the best quarterback on the Falcons since Matt Ryan left.
The sad part about this is when you do bargain basement shopping at positions. This is what you deal with. He was already injury prone when you signed him. We know, and we all know with the concussions. Michael Penix, when he got drafted, what did we say? This kid is already hurt. When he was coming,
I hate to say this, excuse me for cutting you off real quick, and you can continue on. It was because he was black. Everybody loved him.
I'm gonna say this, agreeing with you. They were trying to get that effect. We know what effect they were trying to get.
Of course.
To sell the tickets and what the city is and so forth. And his stature at the time. I wouldn't have drafted him. I don't think nobody on this podcast felt like he should have been drafted that high. And with the injuries on his list, I don't think anybody with his medical record would have drafted him.
They'd have got him in the 7th round. They wanted to.
And he would have been there, in my opinion. But, that's neither here nor there. I'm to the point now. With Bijan being your number one offensive threat, you signed Drake London, you got him sold up. You gave big lazy Kyle Pitts money that I don't see why you gave him that money. Huh?
There's a beast, man.
Man, that's big lazy. You better go check it, look at it. We watch him. You got the physical stature, but that man is big lazy. I done watched him in person, and I done watched him on TV. I know what I see when I'm looking at a football player, and we done been enough football games, and you can tell somebody when he's disengaged and he's not doing anything. But anyway, call it what you want. At the end of the day, this is the reason why it's not a Super Bowl trophy down there in that place.
Oh,
this is why the players that come here, they end up leaving. And I'm telling you, if they don't sew that running back up, he gonna find his way down in Big D. I'm just saying it.
Whew.
I'm just telling you. That's my prediction because I can see it happening. So they better get him sold up. Because one thing we do know, these players want to get paid, they want to win, and they're not standing around long if they feel like their talent is getting wasted. But this quarterback situation, already the Kevin Stefanski hire was questionable. Now you got a quarterback room, and if Atlanta fan base, how can you even buy season tickets to this trash that you putting on the field? Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush. Did anybody think Cooper Rush was going to be on the Falcons roster a month ago?
As the starter.
Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush. I personally picked at this man. This man he's a former Cowboy. Cooper Rush. So what you telling me is Cooper Rush is the only other NFL quarterback that was on the trash heap. Free agency that can run your offense.
Hey, Cooper Rush came out and went 5-0 with us. You know what I mean? And then
I understand that, but this ain't the Dallas Cowboys either.
What happened?
When Cooper Rush came off the bench for the Cowboys, that was a godsend for them. You get in there and do your job. Don't overdo it. Don't try to improvise. Do what we ask you to do, and we got the rest. And there you go. So Cooper's not the starter. Jack Strand, the rookie, taking all the first team reps until Tua Penix is ready. Oh.
Who the fuck is Jack Strand? Excuse my language.
Well, I'm going to say this. What is that? That Bulgari? That Bulgari? Bulgari. Okay. I'm going to say this. I don't know who Jack Strand is, but Cooper Rush going to beat him out.
He was a quarterback they picked up. He's been performing well in camp. And a lot of before Cooper Rush got there, that's what they were saying was outperforming Tua and even Michael Penix. Michael Penix ain't even been cleared to practice yet. They got him in saran wrap on the sideline over there. So, and at the same time, I think this, I'm just gonna say this. I would tank if I was them and get something out the draft because this is terrible.
They're gonna go, hey, all right, let me run something by you real quick. Just my food for thought. Falcons tank. You know who would bring glory to Atlanta?
No.
Lenore Sellers.
No.
They have a hell of a running back. Now they got a tight end. They got some decent receivers. If they got a quarterback that can throw and run, Atlanta would be a problem.
I'm gonna tell you that is out the door. I personally think, and I've said this before on the show, Atlanta is the mecca of black culture. I believe the team would. I said it when I guess I was wrong about Raheem Morris. But look at when Vic was the quarterback here in Atlanta.
Vic was an anomaly. There will never be another one like him. The closest thing to what Vic did was Lamar.
Is Lamar.
And I'm not. This is the first time I've thought of it, but Lenoris has potential to do the same things as Vic.
100%. But what D said makes sense. We got to stop going to get these black quarterbacks for what we think they're going to do in the league. Lenore Sellers can fit the bill. You are 100% correct. But suppose he doesn't. What's it going to look like? They just keep getting all the black quarterbacks. That's bust. Now, I think if they're in position, they're gonna get him. It would make all the sense in the world, but they've been giving away money to these quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins, and they didn't give the money away to Kirk Cousins. They didn't. They didn't protect Kirk Cousins, in my opinion. They didn't give him enough time to mess up. Now, when they did, yeah, he did what Kirk Cousins do. How you say it, D? He did what Kirk Cousins does. He turned the ball over. But when things were going good, boy, Kirk. So
Kirk Cousins is why you bring him up. He's been named the starter out there for the Vegas Raiders over
because he's not a bad quarterback.
So,
I always believed in Cousin Kirk.
But it's funny how he's accepted the role of going out there with Mendoza and mentoring Mendoza.
Yeah.
But when he was here, he felt slated, blindsided by the organization, by the pitches.
Well, and he talked about that on the quarterback show. He said, had I known they were going to draft him, I would have fought harder to stay in Minnesota. He said, had I known they were just going to draft a young guy, which I knew Minnesota was going to do, I would have just stayed in Minnesota.
And I have no issue with that. But when you see this has happened, you as a constant professional, take the young kid up on your wing, see whatever. You out here in La La Land, you out here taking pictures. Y'all making Step Brothers memes and with the sweaters on. Y'all just like y'all the best of us. Not one time in the 2 years he was here with Michael Penix, we ever seen them take pictures and talk to each other, sit down on the
that's because him and Mendoza are like the poster. They're like the poster boys for corny white boys.
I get it, but what I'm saying is, this is what you see.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? For a franchise that's yearning and looking for the next Michael Vick / Matt Ryan cornerstone quarterback of a franchise. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, the Atlanta Falcons, and I'm gonna say this because I was very controversial toward him as the Falcons quarterback. They're gonna find themselves in a situation, not looking for Michael Vick, you're looking for the next Matt Ryan. And what I mean by that is somebody that can give you 10, 15 years.
The next Tony Romo.
And you ain't got to worry about.
But now, to combat what you said, D, about him being selfish, not staying there for the young guy. Joe Montana didn't stay for Steve Young.
Well, I ain't gonna say I didn't say selfish. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, insinuation. Joe Montana, when Steve Young took over for him when he was hurt and he couldn't get his job back, he bolted. He could have coached him up, but he saw the talent like everybody else did. Brett Favre didn't stay for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers didn't stay for your boy that's there now. Bledsoe didn't stay for Tom Brady. You see what I'm saying? So this has always been happening. It's just that now we're here right where we can dissect it. It's like, why wouldn't he stay? I don't blame him. I want to play my twilight years out too. It ain't just about, for him, in my opinion, for him, it's not just about sitting on the bench collecting the check. I want to get out there and perform. You need me to coach this kid up while we're losing? Let me be the one losing while I'm coaching him up. Don't tell me you're going to sit me down and then you want me to coach him up. No, I'll leave up out of here too.
Well, and that's a good point, Skip, because I think a lot of it, people are sensitive. They take shit so personally. I don't think it goes as much to Bledsoe didn't want to coach Brady, but more ill will towards the organization rather than his replacement.
Position back. Yeah, but that's what happened with all of them.
It's like if your job tells you that they're going to fire you, but they want you to train your replacement.
Exactly. That's pretty much what that is. Train him. We're going to pay him $10 an hour. You making $50. We're going to get you out of here. But yeah, no. I mean, all of them did it. They got the hell on while they still had a chance to make money and play. And I think Cousins has relegated himself to the fact that I'm not going to win a ring. So,
let me get all the money I can get.
He had his chance in Minnesota, and they lost that fluke game because I think they would have won the Super Bowl that year. But
you talking about when the back missed the tackle?
Yeah.
And the Saints player ran? Yeah.
Yeah. So had it not been for that, I think they would have won the Super Bowl. They were
You know
fire.
that was the opposite. The
Saints player missed and Minnesota
Saints
ran.
missed yeah, that's what happened. And he got Kirk.
They lost the next game.
Yeah, they lost the next game because Kirk Cousins he was hurt. Remember
on that play? Yeah, he got hit on that play.
Yeah, he got hurt. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. And also too, D, you say they're looking for the next face of the league.
No.
I agree.
No, that was that.
No, for the Falcons. For instance, let me give you an example. And Skip can agree with me on this. The Miami Dolphins franchise, in my opinion, has still been looking for Dan Marino. They haven't found him yet.
They never gonna find him. That's the problem.
You have your organizations that's out here. If you look across the board, they always trying to mirror that quarterback they had in their glory days. Look, for instance, the 49ers. They found Purdy was a diamond in the rough, right? Purdy is almost a carbon copy, and I'm not saying they're the same player. These are two Hall of Fame quarterbacks. You had Joe Montana that ran the offense. You had a Steve Young that ran the offense. You brought him in. You had a Garcia that ran the offense. If you go down the list, if you go down through every franchise, and how a quarterback is set up in that franchise, you can see how the offense is ran. Think about it. What if the Falcons are in a situation where we don't know what type of quarterback do they want? Do they want a dual threat quarterback, one that's mobile, whatever, or they want the traditional drop back pass quarterback? You see what I'm saying?
But we don't know the identity of our coach.
So, well, you got.
I don't like nothing that Atlanta Falcons. So,
but I'm saying you got Stefanski as your coach.
Yeah.
As you go by him being in Cleveland, he had a quarterback that they paid money to, as you say, didn't get Baselma. We didn't get a whole season out of it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So did he have all his bullets in his gun? He did win Coach of the Year up there when he had.
Because he had a defense.
You know what I'm saying? You had Baker. You got rid of Baker. You had what his name? Flacco.
Johnny Manziel.
You had Flacco. No, Johnny Manziel went there. You had Flacco and so forth. That's why I'm saying. This is what's going on with their franchise. Matt Ryan is here as the president of operations or whatever. You're looking for a quarterback. You got a whole now what I see on the offensive side of the ball, you got talent all the way across the offensive side of the ball. You got a tight end, you got a receiver, you got a complimentary receiver, and you got an all-pro, not if the number one running back in the league. Arguably, you can argue
top
that.
Two.
You know what I'm saying? Huh?
I would say top two, him and the boy in Detroit.
But I'm saying you could argue that. Yeah. You can't waste the talent by having these mediocre journeyman quarterback coming in here.
Well, then let me ask you this, D. Since you say Lenora Sellers is not a good get for them, out of this next draft class, who would be? Who fits that bill?
What I was saying is, when Lenore's come out, do you think if the Falcons record, you got the kid up there in Oregon, the Moore kid up in Oregon. You know, they trying to push somebody's name in Texas. He ain't that good. You got Trinidad Chambers that they pushing now. They getting him comparison to Russell Wilson because of his stature and how he play, Ole Miss quarterback. And you got Lenore's, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the pick and what we think what might be in the draft. I don't think Lenore's, if the Falcons had the worst record in the league, Lenore's is not going first, and you know that. And I'm saying because of the Falcons having the first pick. Anybody else, we can talk about it. You follow me?
I think I think the Falcons will fall some because the Falcons are going to Falcon. They're going to win. They'll win 4 games, and it'll be one of the 2 divisional games.
The Saints.
Those will be the games they win. So they'll win 3 games. So they won't. I don't think they'll have the first pick. They'll be 2, 3, or 4 for sure. I think as long as Texas makes. As long as Texas, they don't have to go to the SEC championship. As long as they make a playoff spot, then Arch is going to go number 1 no matter what. Because of the money behind that name.
I don't think, man.
And I don't say it because he should. I say it because of the money behind the name and exactly how they're going to push it this year. But he's going to be the number 1 Heisman talk all year unless there is someone that they just can't ignore.
I think he's gonna stay in college all 4 years. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I agree with what you're saying, Kev, but he will not be the number one pick unless, like I said last week, 2 weeks ago, unless he goes on one of those Manning type runs where he's averaging 250 to 350, 400 yards passing the game, and he goes 9-2, 10-1.
That's what I just said. They don't have to go to the SEC, but they can go as long as they make a playoff spot. Arch will be in the top 3. Can we agree on that?
See him.
Agree on that?
No, if he decides to come out, they gonna push him in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna try. It's just his body of work and what he looks like. You see what I'm saying?
I agree, but Lenoris is 6'4", 240, solid.
And as of
That's
right
a train.
now,
And an athlete.
as of right now, they got Trinidad Chambliss as the number 1 quarterback in the SEC.
Right. And also, when you draft a quarterback in the top 5, you look for him to come in and play.
Mm-hmm.
Where could the Manning board go to and play? Miami.
Well, no, Miami already signed their quarterback, so they got their quarterback.
Man, I gotta start going through NFL teams in my head.
See, you gotta wait. We gotta wait and see because now you
ain't nothing else in Florida. He can't go to Tampa. He can't go to Jacksonville. He can't go to Miami now. So that leaves Florida out of it. The Falcons, no. The Raiders,
New York, they're in love with Jackson Dart, so that's a no. Washington, they like Jaden Daniels. Caleb Williams is the man in Chicago.
Who the Jets sign? Who the Jets sign?
God dog it.
The Jets is about the Jets sounds like the perfect scenario.
They got they signed somebody. They got a quarterback. Who they got up there? Arizona could be one, but Carson Beck is out there with Jacoby Brissett. You got to go around the league. You still got Pittsburgh. Well, this is Aaron Rodgers last year.
Now that would be a place for him to go.
But on the flip side, here we go again. The weather. Can he play in that type of weather? You know what I'm saying? You know how these teams are. They funny acting like that.
What do you think about?
But you got to think of who the coach. Okay, take the Steelers. I think that was a good shot because now you'd have Mike McCarthy in his second year, and this is of course hypothetical. You'd have Mike McCarthy in his second year with a fresh quarterback that pretty much has to listen.
Yeah, he and look at what he's learning from. He goes there. So, yeah, I mean, and you know, Aaron already said I ain't no coach. But
I'm already telling y'all, I don't think he comes out. He gonna play like Eli did. He's more Eli to me than he is Peyton. And what I mean by that, Eli stayed off 4 years at Ole Miss to get what he had to get compared to what Peyton did at Tennessee. Neither one of them won anything in college.
So, right, but you think about this: when Eli was in college, he was never looked at like Arch is being looked at.
Because and how I feel about that is because of the name. They want the name, but to me, he played like Eli. He played more like Eli than he played like Peyton.
Eli was good in the league, man.
I didn't say Eli was a systematic service quarterback. He was service.
Yes, and he executed.
That's why I said
that. He execution yet. He showed me flashes. Arch ain't showed me execution like Eli.
No,
Eli ran that offense.
No, that's why I say he'll be a 4-year player in college.
Okay.
But I'm just saying he might have been a 4-year player, but he got 2 rings.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact.
Oh yeah. And he beat the GOAT both times.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
If all I'm known for is being able to execute this the system put in front of me, that's my job, player. What we say about Baker. Blue collar. I pick my briefcase up every morning. I clock in. I do my work. I clock out and go home.
How I wish he'd have did what he's doing at Tampa Bay in Cleveland.
We might not have to hate on Cleveland so much.
I don't hate him.
I said hate on.
I hate their coach. You know, with that BS he pulled with Shador and everybody else down there, drafted 3 quarterbacks. Anyway,
well, let's let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. I got some work emails to shoot off here. Skip, give me last take.
We were talking earlier about load management in the NBA. And I made the statement that when these players play these first 4 years of rookie contract or what have you, and they earn these guaranteed contracts going into their second contract signing or maybe even their third, they 100 million, 300 million, or whatever the case may be. I think the NBA is dropping the ball by not putting stipulations in on games played. They have an easy out now. I'm going to make $56 million a year, LeBron James, and I'm going to rest 30 games a year. That's almost half the NBA season. So, the general managers across the league are doing themselves a disservice by paying all this money and not getting guaranteed with this money. You're guaranteeing them that they'll get it, but you're not getting the guarantee back from them. Hold them. Do like Pat Riley does in Miami. Measure their body fat. Make them come in shape. Do all these things here. So, and put the stipulations in the contract that it's performance based. But that's my opinion on that. I'm not smart as none of those guys. And when it comes to signing and spending that kind of money, but I think you need to think about the fans when you're doing this, paying this kind of money to these athletes. They deserve it, but I think they should be made to earn. Neil, y'all next week.
Hey, Skip, whenever you don't want to go to work, what you got to do? Use that PTO, paid time off.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean? So reverse it. Make them, okay, you want to sit out? We're going to take a couple thousand. You make millions. You want to sit out? You got to pay for it.
Not necessarily take it, but do it like this. There's an 82-game season. Minimum 65 games played, or the guaranteed money starts to fall off.
I can see that. That's a good, yeah.
So 15 games, you can break that up over the season and get all the rest you need.
Or how about, I would say even if that's the case, let them keep doing what they're doing. But when these parents are saving up these monies and these fans are saving up this monies and we thinking you coming to town, if the subject is not there to play the game, give me my money back.
No, that ain't gonna happen.
I'm just saying, that's who you come. You are the draw. When you charging me $600 per ticket to come down here to State Farm to see the Lakers play, and Luka nor LeBron play in the game, I'm just giving an example. And you telling me I still got to pay these $600 because it's the Lakers brand?
See, you paid it first with the expectation of it. And
That's
see,
what I'm saying.
fans don't get the opportunity to say, hey, man, let me see who's playing tonight before I buy this ticket. No, because if you don't buy it, normally it'll be gone.
And it's ugly because let's say you saving up money to go take your kids to this game. That's crazy. But yeah, man, thank everybody for tuning in, man. We appreciate it here again. We getting close to camp and football, baseball. We got to get into that too. But one thing I have to say, man, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. When you take that in life, man, not how you start, but how you finish. And again, thank everybody for tuning in. We all do appreciate it here.
Yes, sir.
Oh, he didn't disappear over there. I guess he got the kids. Look.
I can't see him.
You can't see him, he gone. But yeah, he got me on the front screen, man. But again, I thank everybody for tuning in. And we finna get up out of here. Come on back, sir.
My bad. Hang on. Whew. We got to put one of the dogs down tomorrow. He's down there just running into shit right now.
Oh, wow. But it's on you, Tix.
Well, I had a last take, but I completely forgot what it was.
And the wing, lemon pepper.
We'll go ahead and roll it that way. Yeah, man, thank you for tuning in. We are at about 30 days until kickoff. Thank you, Lord. We made it through another off season. Yeah. Until next time, we will be back next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Please make sure the beer stays cold. and the wings stay lemon pepper, baby. We are out.